Good morning. This is Kristen from the Reselling Show. And it is god-awful early o'clock in the morning. I am going to go hit an estate sale. I will give you the details as soon as I get myself presentable and get on the way. Let's get on the road. I will tell you about the show on the way. Cameraman I show, but it is still really dark. The sun is just barely coming up, and this is the house. It is just a little rancher, and no one else is here, so I am first.
We would all pile in there. Almost starting.
We got balloons and everything. Wow. You know, there's people that like you can't. So we are finally getting in line. I'm having to do a voiceover because as soon as we get in, they are playing this loud music. I am getting in for the first time, and I'm going to head right over to the right because I spot the Precious Moments, and I'm asking her to hand me the one that I wanted to get that had the Rudolph on it. And the pricing on those were $4. Going in here, though, I'm looking while I'm waiting for her to get it to me. And I will go through some of these other curios later on. The people are really pouring in behind me, and I'm trying to be very quick and swift to get the items that I know were the bigger priced items. Here are some of the Native American ones. Like I said, I will be back. I'm just trying to grab that one particular figure and put it in what she points out to me are some tubs under a table, which is her hold section. And if you look in here, you will see where I'm talking about the more brightly painted ones. I do see in there the pixies that I was talking about. Some of them can be repainted, and I've seen them done as Christmas elves where the flower on their head becomes just like an elf hat. They were selling very well for like $30 to $35, $40 a piece. Here are some of the high heel shoes that she's selling. And the figures that are there, they're the Native American ones with the brighter, I'm noticing are $10, and I'm not going to grab them. I am grabbing these right now at $5. Here's more of the Native American. There winds up, this curio is very hard. The opening is on the side. It's really kind of weird. If you had to ask me, I would have almost thought it was a grandfather clock where they just used the where the mechanism should be, but it's not. This is a curio cabinet. Like I said, have not seen one like this. I have to wind up asking the lady to grab the other two because I can't, there's just stuff on the floor. It's going to be too much for me to kind of lean over this box and wrap myself around. Truthfully, I wind up putting them back. Here are the high heel shoes that I told you are part of somebody had as part of the collection. Then I'm moving over. This is a table of a mixture of different stuff. There is animal-themed ones. I was tempted to buy this brass grasshopper I'm picking up right now, but one of the antennae is missing, and it's very evident that there's supposed to be two. Here's some of the stuff. I am looking to see, I was putting that in my bag. That was where I was picking up the grasshopper. The dog, I don't know why I keep, let's see. So here I'm going to start looking at the stuff on the table. I'm picking up a dog that I do believe was a name brand. I think it was Goodwill. Some of these prices, like I pick up that cat, that was, I believe, a name brand as well, but it was $10. The prices were just on that brink of being too much to be able to turn over a profit on them. Some of them are resin. That bigger Mickey in the back is a vintage piece, but I think they wanted, like, I could hold still long enough. I think it's $15. This turtle catches my eye. It is wood with bead accents on the top. They wanted 60. That is 60 for that. I thought that was a little surprising. So this was the living room when you first walk in the door. These are the cats that I told you were the planters. These were some bonsai, I guess, starters. This catches my eye. This is some kind of wood block. I have never seen these before. They were a little interesting. I put those back, though, because I'm really not familiar with them at all. They wanted $6 for the whole set. Now I'm moving off to, there's where we came in the front door. There's a little section. I'm moving into the kitchen because I wanted to get these stock pots that were false craft. There is all the false craft dishes. Just kind of eyeing them up to see if there's anything unusual there. I'm making note that this is the remembrance pattern and it is not a very popular one. So I don't really look at this too much. I am looking to see if there's any others in this stack where the deviled egg dish is. And truthfully, those deviled egg dishes were not selling. Somebody has there's 4 different people with them up right now, and not one of them has sold. They wanted 6 for those. She does have some other patterns mixed in, but this particular stack does only have everything being in this remembrance pattern. I am going to put the camera aside so I can take a picture, and then I'm coming back. This is the back side of the kitchen going towards the front of the house. She's got like a little pantry in there with cookbooks and stuff. Some more stuff that they've laid out on the counters. And now I'm moving into, I guess, what would have been the dining room at some point. There's the blue tape. I'll come back to that. That was pretty funny to me. And I'm looking around just that this would be more of her fine glassware. There's another sold sticker on that. Keep in mind, I have not been in the house very long either. At this point in time, I've probably been in less than 2 minutes or 3 minutes, maybe 5 tops. I'm looking at, this is the glassware that they're claiming that it was, I think they said it was Wedgwood. I don't see anything on there as any kind of indication. I'm looking around as well. I missed, there was a false craft ashtray that was coming up down below, and I missed that, unfortunately. I may have picked them up. Those were selling for like $35. They did have the marked 5. And we're looking around. The artwork was interesting. They were a little high on the artwork, but nothing really blew me away. Here's more of the lamps. That's where we just came from. Going back into the kitchen. That's that pantry.
Did you ladies get anything fabulous?
Looking around to see what I missed here in the kitchen. And ran into the ladies that were behind me, kind of chit-chatting a little bit. Just trying to see if there was more than I missed. There was glasses for the false craft pattern that's up there, but nothing, again, that was cheap enough that would make it worthwhile. The lady that was doing her purchasing that was behind me, she was pointing out these glass, almost like a ramekin type of, or custard cup. And they wanted $2 a piece for it, and the stack alone was going to be like $20 or something for what she was showing me. It was nuts, or maybe $24. And it's just, that whole stack in her hand was going to be like $20-some. It does not make sense. Here's where I'm seeing some of the other patterns. What caught my eye in here were these stovetop salt and pepper shakers, but unfortunately they want $4 for each one. Had they been $20 or $4 for the set, I think I would have scooped them up. These would probably sell for about $25, but with them pricing them individually, I would have been spending $8. At the time I'm looking for this, and it may not be visible right now, is the lady has those glass bowls in her hands, and she's trying to ask and negotiate, and they were not willing to come down. I then went up to the bedroom. I am looking now to see, this is one of the bedrooms that has vintage clothing. I think it's all QVC. This is something like something Grover, Susan Grover, or some Graver. Everything in here was basically that same brand. Somebody had already been through here. I saw them leaving with some big fur coats and quite a few of them. I'm trying to find the label in the pocket. Had I been smart enough and just kept looking, I would have seen that there was a coat with the same tag on it a little further back. And again, it's all this Susan Graver or Grover. I'm looking just briefly at the coats. I have no interest in coats. I was not going to get them at all. Then I'm going to start looking over here. Here's some other just brand new with tags, new old stock. I'm looking at the handbags. There's a few that really caught my attention. Their style was great, but they were brands that you just would never recognize. And if you did recognize, they just were not high quality. I'm really getting taken with this leather one. Seems like it's not too bad, but it probably was just like Stone Mountain or something. I then pick up another one over here. The style is really nice. See the heart on the front of it, wondering if it's Brighton. It has an MC on it for a initial. I looked it up. It's a Michael something, and it's the most it sells for is $20. So unfortunately, this is going to be put back as well. I start looking at some of the other things in the room. There's these racks with just their everyday clothes. None of that's really anything distinctive. These shoes, I had to guess, are probably from Payless. I'm going out towards the hallway, see these moccasins. Again, they are nothing extravagant. There is the linen closet. That got picked over very fast, very quickly. There was some brand new cosmetics in there. This is the other bedroom. These catch my eye because butterflies, they really love them. But unfortunately, they're just like to suction cup onto a window. I'm trying to maneuver around this room. I'm looking at the artwork, a lot of different artwork in here. I don't see any indication that they are anybody specific. There is some just arts and crafts kind of sewing stuff in there. And as I'm getting ready to move over here, the gentleman that's been stuck in all those sold stickers on everything, he is moving like a jewelry armoire out of there. I'm surprised there was 2 of them and how much they were buying in this sale. So they went around, they put their sold stickers on everything, and now they have paid and they're just coming in to get the stuff out of here. They started moving things around so they could get to the lamps. They were moving things like that. That was the armoire. So we're going to be around them quite a bit in this whole video. So now if you see this room, it has a lot of the vintage stuff in it. It has these vintage religious items in there. I was very tempted on a few, but decided to not go that route because I don't know enough about it. There was some bedding in this room as well. And I'm just kind of giving a glance over. I want to make sure I am not missing that straight iron for the hair. I would assume it was out in the hallway. They had a bunch of really cute pictures of children in various activities. I would have liked to have them. Now I'm going back downstairs. The downstairs will take me back into that front living room where we came in the door. This floor just has the kitchen there to the right and then the dining room off. Now I'm going down the stairs, and this is an interesting setup. You come down and you are in this basic sunroom, living room, whatever you want to call it. And then off to the left of that is probably maybe what should have been a garage. I don't know, but it has all these cleaning supplies that are brand new around and available for purchase. Not interested in any of that. I'm going to just make a big loop through here. This is where all the vintage electronics are. There is some remotes there that catch my attention. I really don't know anything about remotes, so I've decided to just pass them up. There is some cameras. There is a calculator. Again, I don't know anything about that. Some new old stock of ink. Don't feel like being bothered because I don't know really how long I want to sit on any of that kind of stuff. Here's more of the vintage electronics. all throughout the room. So I'm deciding now that I'm going to make my way towards the next set of stairs that go down, and these will go down to what is the actual basement. As soon as you get down in the basement, they had everything very well organized. There were these Norman Rockwell figures, and the table also held these charming tail branded ornaments on it. Those I would consider, but they were again all off at like $4. There is some different things down here. There's this whole table that has dolls on it. They seem to be mainly Madame Alexander, but there is a mix in there. The table behind me has some really unusual things. I think his name was something Kennett Gray or something, and I'll put some links that I can. These are clowns and they're mimes, M-I-M-E. There's some that are Christmas. There are, I think it's, I have to say, I'll put some in there. I was a little surprised at what those were worth. Over in here is just a mix of all kinds of Christmas. There is greens. I picked through here. When you see what I bought at the end, it wasn't anything overly exciting. Nothing that was very old. They did have some Garfield ornaments that are in here. I start looking at them, but they want $4 for those. I'm kind of looking around. This is just some general home goods stuff. And then there is also some florals in here as well. I spent a little bit of time in here because I am interested in Christmas. That is just my passion. And now I'm heading back out. This section over here has a bunch of displays that is for jewelry and such. Not interested in any of those. It will get into this varied brand of Tupperware, not that they are actual Tupperware brand. I am kind of looking around just to see, is there anything of value that I'm missing? These steam cleaners. Now in here is a whole shelving unit that has her stock pots, backup pots and pans. This, like I said, was very well organized already. And I'm kind of looking around just to see what I have missed. And I'm going to go ahead back out again. Going back up to that room that had all the electronics. This is on its own level. Then if you turn and you go around, you can go up another flight back of stairs to take you back to the kitchen. I'm going to kind of look around here again. There's some stuff maybe. So I shut the camera off. I was trying to test one of the pieces that I'm going to be showing you, and it was getting kind of hectic with people coming and going in the front door, people waiting in line, people still looking at the jewelry that was right in the front. And I'll get to what I bought, but one of the items, one thing I wanted to mention that was really kind of like, wow, like an aha moment was when we were waiting in line, there is a gentleman that has these blue stripes across the front of his shirt that kind of I just assumed was like a graphic. And then he had a business partner with him that had these pieces of stuff. Well, here it was blue painter's tape that they had just wrote sold on. And the one had just put them in strips across his chest, and they were kind of parallel, so I just thought it was graphics on the shirt. But the other guy just like had, I guess, ripped them and had them randomly just all over the front of his shirt. And I was like, what is that? And then I was like, oh my God. So you do see his in the video, if you were to rewatch it. They bought all the lamps and all those small pieces. There's one point where I was kind of waiting for him to get out of my way. They were buying the like armoire style jewelry boxes. My understanding is they have like a booth at one of the Amish markets in our area. Anyway, I bought 3 items. I had to go out because I wasn't prepared at all. And that's the reason I was doing this, was to get myself back into the swing of this, back into thinking about what it does to be prepared to go out, so that when I'm really going out to buy volume, I kind of am back into that practice of it. But I didn't have cash, and the Venmo I figured was just what I was going to do, and they had a $50 minimum, and I had already made up my mind I was not spending that much money. I really didn't want to buy a whole lot, and I had to go outside. So that's another reason why I was like, let me just shut this camera off. So I bought 3 things. The first thing is, so I should have said I only had 16 on me. These added up to 18, and the guy just said, here, give it to me. So I'm going to put this in for 2. It is stained glass. The thing that was throwing me off is these are kind of in the glass. I'm probably going to throw that up on a whatnot show. This I did see listed for like $25 on eBay. The other item that I think is going to just be like okay is this fiber optic. I know people love their fiber optic. It is a Nativity Holy Family. I did see some of these listed. I put something up, a comp up, and these were going for like around 70 to 100, but I don't see any sold. We are also coming out of the 90 days, which would be the before Christmas. So I can't say for sure. Maybe when I get back and I can look at the computer and see for research. But for the $10, it does work. I feel like I could throw that in a whatnot show too. I spent, like I said, $16. I think the piece that's going to be my saving grace is this piece, which was the original one that I went in and I asked her for. This does have the more vibrant painted look of some of the more modern, because the ones when I was growing up, they were very pale, muted colors. They're now more vibrant like this. And this piece, when I saw selling, even without the box, was selling for like $80. So this, I think, is going to be my saving grace. Like I said, to me, it's a short little video, but I was just looking to buy, you know, I didn't even need to buy anything, truthfully. So let me know in the comments below, what did I miss? I know there is probably a ton of stuff I could have picked up. I should have picked up, maybe could have negotiated. I just was not in that frame of mind because I have so much. I'm going to get home now. I got to get more listed. Hope this was a good little thing for you to watch. Please leave me a thumbs up if you got anything good out of it. Would also appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button up below, and I will be back with more shopping videos in the near future.